You know what nobody talks about? Some people have someone in their life who controls everything. What they wear, who they talk to, what decisions they make, how they spend their money. And these people just take it. They walk around on eggshells every single day, scared to make one move without checking first. Then there are other people. Same type of relationship, same situation, totally different experience. Nobody controls them. Nobody guilt trips them. Nobody makes them feel bad for living their own life. What's the difference? I used to be the first person, the one getting controlled. There was someone close to me who had a grip on everything I did, not with yelling, not with threats, just with this look, this silence, this way of making me feel like I had done something terrible just by making my own decision, and I kept shrinking myself to avoid that feeling. I stopped taking opportunities. I stopped seeing certain people. I stopped trusting my own thoughts because I had been taught, slowly, quietly, that my thoughts were usually wrong. And the worst part? I thought I was being a good person. I thought checking in before I did things was love. I thought explaining every decision was respect. But it wasn't. It was fear wearing a nice outfit. Then something changed. I figured out one thing I was doing that was feeding the whole thing. One behavior. And once I stopped, everything shifted. The same person who used to make me feel 2 inches tall started treating me differently. Not because they became a different person. Because I stopped doing the one thing that gave them the power to make me feel that way. Today I am going to show you exactly what that one thing is, plus 3 other moves that go with it. These aren't the soft tips everyone throws at you, not just set boundaries or communicate how you feel. These are actual moves that work on actual controlling people in actual real life. I use them. They changed things fast. I'll go from the easiest to the hardest, but first you need to understand one thing. A control freak does not actually have power. They never did. What they have is your fear of their reaction. That's the whole engine. Every time you change your plans because you're scared of their mood, you're handing them power. Every time you over-explain a decision so they don't get upset, you're handing them power. Every time you feel guilty for living your own life, you're handing them power. You're not being controlled. You're cooperating with the control. And once you see that, you realize you can stop cooperating anytime you want. So here are the 4 things you need to stop doing right now. 1. Stop explaining your decisions. Here's what most people do when a controlling person questions their choices. They explain everything. I'm going to that event because my friend invited me, and I haven't seen them in months, and I know you might not like it, but I just felt like I needed to go, and I promise I won't be too late, and that right there is the whole problem. When you explain like that, you're not being respectful. You're asking for permission. You're handing them a full map of your decision so they can find exactly where to poke holes in it. And controlling people are very, very good at poking holes. Here's what you do instead. You make a statement, not a case. You say, I'm going out on Saturday. Not, is it okay if I go out on Saturday? Not, I was thinking about maybe going out on Saturday if that works. Just, I'm going out on Saturday. If they push back, you say, I've thought about it. I'm good. That's it. Nothing more. I used this the first time after a friend's birthday dinner. The person in my life started with the questions. Why? With who? Until when? Old me would have given the full report, name, time, location, reason, plus an apology at the end. Instead, I just said, it's my friend's birthday, I'm going. They pushed. I said, I've thought about it, I'm good. They went quiet. That quiet used to terrify me. That night it felt like breathing room. Why does this work? Because you're not giving them anything to argue with. You can't poke holes in a closed door. Try it today. Next time you make a decision, say it like a fact, not a request. Watch how the whole energy shifts. 2. Stop chasing their mood. This one is sneaky because it looks like caring, but it's not caring, it's fear. When a controlling person goes cold, you panic. When they sigh loudly, you immediately ask what's wrong. When they go quiet, you start mentally going through everything you said, trying to figure out what you did. And they know this. They might not even realize they know it, but they know. So the mood becomes the weapon. Cold silence gets them what yelling never could. Here's what you do instead. You stop chasing. They go cold, you stay warm and carry on with your day. They sigh, you say, I can see something is bothering you, I'm here when you want to talk, and then you walk away and do something else. Not to be mean, not to punish them. Just because their emotional weather is not your emergency to fix. I remember a Sunday afternoon. This person went cold out of nowhere, no reason I could figure out. Old me would have spent the next 3 hours trying to bring the warmth back, asking questions, making jokes, overperforming just to get a smile. That day I said, let me know if you want to talk, and I went and read a book. 2 hours later they walked in and started a normal conversation like nothing happened. Because there was nothing to feed it. When you stop chasing the mood has nowhere to go, it just dies. 3. Stop asking for their opinion on your life. I know this sounds obvious. But think about how often you do it. not because you need their opinion, but because you're scared of what happens if you don't ask. So you include them, you bring them into every decision, you hand them a seat at every table, and over time they start believing every table is theirs. Here's the rule: if a decision only affects your life, it's your decision. Your career, your friendships, your hobbies, your free time, your body, your money within your own budget. None of that needs their vote. Stop handing out invitations to decisions they were never supposed to be part of. When you stop, they'll push back. They'll say you never tell them anything anymore. You say, I tell you plenty. Some things I just handle myself. They'll say they just want to be involved in your life. You say you are involved, not everything needs to be a group decision though. Calm, warm, firm, no argument, no long explanation, just clear. Asking for approval on decisions that don't affect anyone but you is how they learned they were allowed to run your life. Stop handing them the invitation and watch how fast they lose the idea that they were ever supposed to have it. 4. Stop being afraid of their disappointment. This is the hardest one, and the most powerful one, because this is the whole engine under everything else. The cold shoulder works because you're scared of disappointing them. The guilt trips work because you're scared of disappointing them. The heavy silence works because you're scared of disappointing them. Take that fear away and none of the tools work anymore. The whole machine shuts down. Here's what you have to understand. Their disappointment is not proof that you did something wrong. Controlling people feel disappointed when you live your own life. That is not a you problem, that is a them problem. The moment you stop letting their disappointment feel like evidence of your failure, it loses all its grip on you. I had a moment where I made a big choice about my future, something I had thought hard about, something I was genuinely excited about. I told this person. The look came, the silence, the slow nod that said everything except yes. Old me would have crumbled right there, would have started questioning everything, would have maybe even changed my mind just to make the look go away. Instead I sat in the discomfort. I said, I know you feel differently, I've made my decision, and I let them be disappointed. It was one of the hardest things I have done, but nothing fell apart. The world kept spinning, the relationship survived, and that person slowly started learning that their disappointment was not a stop sign for my life. When you can sit with someone's disappointment and keep walking, you become someone they cannot control anymore. Not because you don't love them, because you've stopped letting their feelings be in charge of your choices. Here's what nobody says about controlling people. They don't control strong people. They control people who are desperate for their approval. That desperation is the string. Stop explaining yourself, stop chasing their mood, stop giving them a vote, stop fearing their disappointment, and those strings have nothing to hold on to. You don't become a different person. You don't become cold or mean or difficult. You just stop cooperating with the control, and when the cooperation stops, the control stops. I went from walking on eggshells every single day to feeling like I actually owned my own life again. Not because of a big dramatic confrontation, not because I cut anyone off. Just because I stopped handing over the strings, one by one quietly, until there was nothing left to hold. You can do this starting today. Pick one of these 4, just one. Maybe it's making your next decision as a statement instead of a question. Maybe it's letting the cold shoulder sit without chasing it. Whatever feels most real to your life right now. Do it once today, see how it feels, watch what happens. Then do it again tomorrow, and the day after that. In 1 week it'll start feeling natural. In 1 month you'll barely remember what it felt like to ask permission for your own life. I went from controlled to free using these exact moves. Not because I became someone else. Because I stopped doing the things that made the control possible in the first place. Same person. Different choices. You can do the same thing. Pick one move, use it once, and come back and tell me what happened. Because once you feel what it's like to live even one day without someone else's hand around your choices, you will never go back. Stop waiting for permission to live your own life. You already have it. Start acting like it.